Hey guys, my name is Dylan and welcome to the first video on my YouTube channel. So I had a really hard time trying to figure out what type of video I wanted to film. I thought that for the first video it had to be something that was kind of cool and different, and I put a lot of time and thought into it because I really wanted it to be YouTube worthy. So I figured for my video I would make a YouTube inspired cake as a way to sort of congratulate myself for making and editing and posting my first video. Of course, the cake will be made before the video actually gets posted, but I'm pretty sure that's okay because it's really good content anyway. So we're gonna make a cake today. It's gonna be vegan and it's gonna be gluten-free, but hopefully it'll taste good. I haven't used some of these materials before, but I really wanted to try. So as far as the content of my channel and the types of video that I'm going to be posting, I'm not entirely sure what I'm doing. So even though this is gonna be a cooking video to start, I'm really trying to figure out what I'm good at. I know what I'm interested in. I know what would be fun content to try to create, but I want to make sure that what I'm doing is fun for viewers, fun for me, and something that I can do long term. So really though, the goal of me doing YouTube is to be able to, right now, just sort of take you guys on a journey of what it's like to actually try and be a YouTuber. So a lot of the videos that I watch are phenomenal. The people who create the videos are absolutely amazing and they make such great content and it's so well done, and that's not me. I don't really use cameras that much. I've never used editing software before and I really have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm learning as I go. And so I really want to be transparent in that process of what it's like to actually be a YouTuber, because I think that that's going to be relatable. I'm hoping it'll be really funny, and through all that I'll be able to figure out what kind of content I actually want to make consistently. So let me know what you guys want to see from me, what you like, what you don't like, and hopefully we can have some fun times together. So right now we're going to go ahead and get started with the baking. I'll tell you all of the things that we have for our cake. We've got a gluten-free chocolate cake mix. The ingredients on the back are able to be veganized. It's going to be a vegan and a gluten-free cake. I'm not trying to make vegan content, but I want to be able to make a cake that I can eat. So that's what we're doing. And then I also have some icing. I don't know that I've ever really iced a cake, maybe once or twice. I'm not a professional cook at all. So if you're here for like professional cooking content, probably not going to find it, but hopefully it's entertaining at least. But then I also got these two icing, I don't even know what they're called. Containers? I don't know, but they have nozzles at the top, and I thought that that would be really good for decorating because I don't know what I'm doing. So I'm just trying over here to like make this video, make this cake. Hopefully it all turns out okay. And so we'll go ahead and get into the actual cake mix itself. So we've got the mix, and then we're gonna need a half cup of water, a stick of butter, so it's about a half cup, which I have some vegan butter we can use, and then we're gonna need 2 eggs. So right now I'll go ahead and preheat the oven, get the ingredients, and then we'll get started. So I've got my oven preset to 350 degrees, so when that dings, it'll be ready. And then I've got my butter and my water out. For the butter, I use Earth Balance. It's vegan, it's pretty good. I've never really been a fan of butter anyway, like putting it on stuff, so I usually just generally use it when I cook. So that was supposed to be softened, but I didn't really prepare that well, so I just kind of threw it in the microwave and hopefully that'll be fine. So we've got a half a cup of butter and then a half cup of water. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with the egg substitute first. So it calls for 2 eggs, and so what we're gonna do instead of 2 eggs is we're gonna use a banana. So typically half of a banana equals 1 egg as far as the substitution. So I'm gonna go ahead and peel my banana, and I'm gonna put that in first because you have to mash it up. And if you don't mash it up really well, you end up with like chunks of banana, which it's fine if that's what you're into, but that's not really what I'm going for. So I wanna make sure that I get it really well mashed. And doing that, all you really need is just a fork, and then you just have to squish it. So you just kind of mash it. It's better if you let the bananas sit, you know, for a couple days, or if they're closer to ripe. That way they're gonna be easier to mash. Like right now I'm kind of having a hard time. I thought it was super soft, but it's not as soft as I thought. So I could be using maybe better tools to get my banana mashed, but I'm not, because I'm not a professional cook. I'm just me, someone who is cooking something for the sake of YouTube. And my dog seriously is driving me crazy right now because he is growling at the other dog, and I'm over here trying to film a video, so I don't really know. I'm gonna have to deal with that, I guess, throughout the video. Hopefully you guys can't hear it. Okay, so I think this is good enough. It's pretty well mashed, if you guys can see that, and so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna add in the rest of my ingredients. So this says combine mixed water, butter, and eggs in a large bowl. Doesn't really specify what goes in first or second or third, so I'm just gonna add in all of my liquid ingredients first. Here we go. I'm gonna move all of this over here so it's not in the way. And then I'm gonna go ahead and add in my mix. I've never tried this mix before. I don't actually even bake that frequently. So I went to the store and I just said what's gluten-free, what looks like it's vegan, and what has a short enough list of ingredients where I'm not going to be annoyed because some of them have a much longer list. And, alright, well, already making a mess. But I guess if you're not making a mess, are you really baking? I mean, there's probably professionals who think otherwise, but I'm going to go with if you're not making a mess, you're not really baking. So I definitely got this bag opened in a super funky way, but that's okay. It's okay as long as it all gets out of the bag. That's all I'm going for. And there we go. And there we go. And almost. Okay. I think I got most of the mix out of the bag. So we're going to go ahead and mix that up. And once it's all combined, we will move on to our next step. Okay, so I've just about got my mix mixed. There were some banana chunks in there, more than I was hoping for, but it's okay. I am really hoping that this recipe turns out better than what I tried to cook on New Year's Eve. I was feeling kind of festive, and so I was like, ooh, brownies sound really, really nice. And so what I did is I went to the store and I got a box mix of brownies, and you know, I figured, okay, I can substitute with bananas, no big deal. And my first mistake was putting it in a pan that was too big. I used this one. It should have been smaller. I don't actually even know what size this pan is. Oh, does it say it on the back? Oh, it's 9 by 13, and I was supposed to use like an 8 by 11. Is that a pan size, or is that how big paper is? I'm not quite sure. I was supposed to use something much smaller, and so I cooked it in something that was larger. I cooked it on a temperature that was too high, and it did not come out really well. I only got like 5 minutes into the bake process, and then I went to go check on them because I was already starting to smell them, and the edges had burned, but the middle was still soupy. So I put them on a lower rack and cooked it for a little while longer on a lower temperature, and by the time I pulled them out, they were still kind of mushy and kind of burnt. So what I wasn't expecting with those brownies though, I took them out of the pan, I sort of scooped them into a large pile on a plate, and then I just left them. And then they actually got to be a much better consistency once I let them sit overnight. So they were edible and they tasted good, but they definitely were, it was a pile of brownies. And it didn't quite go the way I wanted. It felt like it was a total disaster, but it actually wasn't that bad. So this is mixed enough, so we're gonna go ahead and spray the pan. Again, I'm not sure, where did my box go? I put the box away prematurely. This is supposed to go, my oven is ready. How big is this supposed to be? It doesn't say. Where do they say? I have no idea how big my pan's supposed to be. Ooh, this says, no, this is not the same. I have no idea I have no idea how this is going to turn out. Hopefully it's not another brownie incident, but it very well could be. So we're going to go ahead and spray our pan. I never know if I'm using too much or not enough. I don't want like greasy stuff for sure, but I don't want it to stick either. So I'm going to go ahead and pour. This is the part that I am definitely not super graceful with at all. And so we're just gonna pour or drop cake batter in. I should probably be using a spatula. Have one. Dang it, I didn't even mix the batter all the way. It's okay. It's okay, because I'm not a professional YouTuber. And that's gonna be my excuse for why this cake doesn't come out right, is because I am not a baker and I am not a professional YouTuber. I am just a regular person who wants to make content for funsies. And I definitely did not do a very good job of mixing the batter. So it's gonna be what it's gonna be, you guys. You don't have to taste it, and that's actually the nice part. I do. Maybe I'll make my girlfriend taste it. She won't taste it. She doesn't like things that are vegan. All right, okay. All right, so this is gonna be another brownie incident. It is, oh my gosh, okay. This is really thin. I don't even, shoot, man. Shoot. Okay, it's fine. It's totally fine. I'm gonna make this as even as I can, and I'm gonna probably, shoot, my oven's already at 350. I think I might take the oven temperature down a little bit and put it on a low rack, because I definitely don't want another brownie incident of 2019 to happen. Like, we do not need a cake incident of 2020. It's only January. I can't have that happen. So I think what I'm gonna do once I finish spreading this out is I'm gonna change the temperature down to probably just 325. Again, not a professional cook. I have no idea how oven temperatures are determined, but I'm gonna go with that, and then I'm gonna cook it on the lowest row of the oven that I can, and we'll just keep checking it and see how it goes from there. So I just cleaned up a little bit, and I changed my oven temperature down to 325. The box says that it should cook for a whopping 48 to 52 minutes for a cake. Holy freaking cow. Did not know that this was going to be that much of a time commitment. So I'm gonna put the cake in the oven, and we'll come back, and hopefully when we do, it will be cooked and we can go ahead and start decorating it. Okay, so we've got the cake out of the pan, and it's okay that there are some pieces that are missing. I think it's totally fine. What we're gonna do is we're gonna ice it, and I am going to ice it to look like the YouTube logo. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to, I wanna say pipe, but I don't have a piping bag. I have these little jars of cake icing, so I'm going to, I guess, spray some cake icing on with the name of my channel. And so I'm gonna go ahead and start icing my cake, and hopefully it'll turn out okay. So we finally finished icing our cake. I originally just bought one piece of icing one container of icing, and that was not even close to being sufficient for the amount that we needed. So I ended up using a whole second one and then a good portion of a third one just to get the cake iced. It was really soft and kind of, I don't want to say mushy, but it definitely was not feeling very well stuck together to itself. But we have our final creation, our end product of our cake that we worked really hard to make and spent a really long time trying to crust. So my YouTube cake. So thank you guys so much for joining me today. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please let me know in the comments of what kind of content you would like to see, what you thought of this video. And remember, I'm not a professional YouTuber, but I do want to make videos that are hopefully entertaining and take you guys along my journey of going from YouTube 0 to hopefully YouTube somebody. So thanks so much, everybody.